we were supposed to get 50 Otherworld Heroite, not 50 Heroite Fragment, right? Well, I guess it's gonna take longer for us to class up Elvis then. Glossom is someone that will fight you in the arena and will join your team if you beat him. He is a fan user who focuses more on whacking the enemy with his fan than focusing on buffing the entire team. Besides whacking the enemy in the head, he also has a 20% physical attack up and defense up for your entire team, and he also a good shield breaker because he had a lot of multi-hit moves. He is more focused on doing physical stuff, so it would be nice if you put him into a team where you do the weapon damage more than the element damage. Glossom's first passive is slightly relevant, I think. Having a speed up effect would be nice because it lets you act faster than your other unit, so you can buff them first before they attack. Having it trigger though when Glossom is dying is not nice. So the first passive is kind of irrelevant. And here's another reason why the first passive is become even more irrelevant. Now, let me explain the anti-synergy between these two. You get hit by the enemy. You thought that, oh, since I get hit by the enemy now and since Glossom is dying, maybe next turn Glossom can act faster a bit. But nope, because at the end of your turn, your passive will heal you anyway and putting you out of the critical range. And not to mention that Glossom is already a fast unit though. He's on par with Lynette with speed. He is slightly slower than her, only 5 speed behind, but he's a pretty good unit already. Oh, and free HP regen is nice, I guess. Glossom is a very strong physical fan unit. He will be extremely useful against enemy like the battle-tested enemy where the only physical weakness of the old man in Emberglow is only the fan. The accessory that you get from beating him in the arena multiple times is also very strong since it grants him 150 attack, so it increases damage even further. Although he kind of suffered the same problem with Ticklin, is that they're both doing something that wasn't supposed to fit their jobs. Glossom is a dancer, and his job expectation is for him to buff the entire team and sometimes deal elemental damage. But since Glossom focuses on physical damage, his weapon doesn't give him a lot of physical stat because fan weapons are more focusing on elemental attack than physical attack. But do not worry about this, because in the future, there is a weapon you can give to Glossom where that weapon has more physical attack stat than the elemental attack stat. Right now in EN, Primrose and Lynette is the two most premium units to use when buffing the entire team with attack up. But you don't have those two, you can use Glossom as a substitute. You can use him as a shield breaker since he has a 4-hit fan and a 3-hit lightning. In the land where Adele Pity is 100 instead of 200, Glossom is not really relevant over there. Fan DPS is not relevant unless the enemy physical weakness is only fan, because who would pick fan over other weapon like sword or spear? And even then, he is not even the best fan DPS anymore. That title goes to Fiore EX. His front row attack buff also becomes relevant because there are much more units that can do what he do, but better. And here is an exhibition of why Primrose is currently the best fan unit in this game. Glossom wins in dealing physical damage, but beside that, he loses in everything else. Glossom has a 4-hit fan, Primrose has a 4-hit fan. Glossom has a 3-hit lightning, Primrose has a 3-hit dark. Glossom has a full front row buff, Primrose can also do that, but better. And finally, Primrose has a 2-hit AoE, Glossom does not have a 2-hit AoE. And here is where I would put Glossom gameplay footage. Apparently, I tried to go around the internet and try to find Glossom footage in Japan, but every single time I type it up, it's always the Glossom Cup footage. And I search and I search and I search, and I cannot find a decent Glossom gameplay. So no Glossom gameplay this time. Although, that should be a good enough indication of how relevant he is in Japan.